All right. What is going on, everyone? I'm so sorry. I had my original stream link made and my camera wasn't working. I had like stuff was not working, so I had to shut down my streaming software and reboot it, and it ended the stream. So I'm so sorry. So I had to start a new stream, but it looks like you guys found the new stream. So welcome. We got lasers in the house. We got the Nerd Robot, aka the Nerd Robert. What's going on? Talking about the Russell. We're going to get into all the charts. We're going to get into all kinds of stuff today. My friends, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. So if you've been on the timeline, on crypto Twitter, on X, and seen the surge of backlash against Binance, then you, my friends, are tuning into the right thing right now. The narrative right now is boycott Binance. Now, Binance has been the biggest, it's just been like one of these things. It's like it's an entity that has existed in crypto for a long time, and they control a lot of the market, more so than we realize. And I think this event that happened showed that when Binance gets it wrong and mess up and completely nuke people's accounts, that it will cascade affect the entire market. So do we want entities like this to exist and have this much control? Because this has caused massive capitulations through multiple different avenues, and there's just a lot of fishy stuff going on. So everyone's starting to tune in on it. Some people are not being as afraid now to voice it, and we got a couple of opinions to point out. We have some posts on X that we're going to review. We're going to get some opinions and kind of get the scope of what's happening with this turn on Binance. Because you read the title right, Crypto Twitter turns on Binance. For the first time ever, it seems like people are starting to recognize that there is some massive manipulation that's happening on Binance's part, and CZ is in question. You know, a lot of questions are being proposed and are not being answered, and they're being avoided. And I think this whole thing of all the paybacks and the airdrops and trying to make these accounts whole, giving them a refund basically for losing their money, I think that is guilt. I think that basically is a red flag into them trying to, quote, fix the problem that they caused and make themselves look better in trying to refund the people that got hurt. And let's be honest, I bet more than half of those addresses in the accounts that lost money and got liquidated were their own accounts that they used to wash trade. So they're refunding their own accounts. And I feel like all these other accounts that are posting on the timeline that have over 200,000 or 300,000 followers are reposting, oh, thank you so much, CZ, for my one BNB airdrop. I really do appreciate it. And I think it's propaganda. I'm not falling for it. I think it's BS. And so I think, and Binance was also caught with their true listing requirements that they want 10% of your token, and they want you to pay. And then not to mention, they're going to use all of their messed up manipulated algorithms and oracles and APIs and things like that to basically ruin your project and dump it. It's exactly what Binance did with all of the AI meta tokens that were being listed on Binance with all of the craze. They'd take the supply, get it pumped up a little bit for the first like day, and boom, and then they short the shit out of it to the ground. 85-90% crash on those AI coins. Completely wrecked. This is what Binance does. And it's being shown, and people are waking up to the fact that this is happening. And so the only way that you can fix it is to take your funds off of Binance. And this is what is happening. There is a massive surge of people taking their funds off of Binance. Okay? So And Binance deletes the post threatening legal action and massive PR blunder that showed many industry leaders calling out Binance's predatory listing requirements. Apparently, Binance charges 10% token allocation and a $2.2 million in deposits to list the tokens. So, and then we have this. This is a pretty interesting observation because this is what it kind of seemed like, but this isn't me, because if you go, I've been complaining about this for a little bit now, and I haven't been falling for the CZ, Binance, BNB switch over, and everyone basically goggling, I'm going to say C goggling CZ right now and BNB chain. All the while, they just basically nuked the entire market, and you got people like Europop and Jake Gagan and all these big accounts saying, oh, BNB's forever, BNB's forever. It's like, no, it's not. Why are you're literally the spectator in the crowd with Rome who crucified Jesus. You're literally that person. If you are a person that is on the timeline right now and you're like, oh, I love BNB. Oh, just put CZ, blah, blah, blah. You're literally a fucking Rome citizen. You're literally like, you might as well be in Rome as the damn guard that freaking did that like literally has the whip. You're an idiot. So what are you talking about? I'm getting so tired of these accounts on here praising the absolute destruction and manipulation of the entire market. What is wrong with you? Like, what is wrong with you? So I'm tired of it. So every time I see an account that is doing this Binance BNB propaganda, I'm blocking you and I'm saying not interested in this post, and I'm going to completely get this crap off of my timeline because I'm tired of seeing it. Because they are the problem. If you want to know what's happening with the war against you, it's overseas through the blockchain. And the only way that you can defend against this is to literally not use them, never promote anything that Binance does, don't use any of their products, and freaking use products that are not freaking scams. It's going to be tough because there's a lot of them out there, but damn it, there's got to be something. So this is what we need to do. We need to start voting with our money and voting on the blockchain and literally holding our assets on our wallets and say, screw these exchanges, because they're only hurting people. Okay? So that's what's happening right now. Crypto Twitter's waking up. They realize that the war that's happening right now is against you. It's against your assets. They're trying to get your assets. And they're also trying to fudge you out of your bags. They're going to steal it, and they're going to try and fudge you out of your bags. It's crazy. So I don't support anything that Binance is affiliated with now. I'm tired of it. And it's going to be a shame because honestly, it's like, I'm sure there's probably going to be something that's going to be very, very alluring. And I'm probably going to, and then I'm going to realize that it's some connected to BNB. And I'm going to go, well, I guess I don't want, yeah. Cause like, damn it, you gotta have some freaking integrity here, man. You gotta have some, but whatever. It's just ridiculous. It just makes me mad. But I want to stop talking about it, but we are going to focus a little bit on how CT is starting to wake up to this fact, and we need to start actually putting and holding our money in places where it's not ran by literally people that have absolutely no empathy. These people have no empathy. These people like literally, like, so you think CZ really actually cares about all those people that lost their money? He doesn't give a rip. He doesn't give a rip. He does not care. I don't think he cares. I think it's a total act. So, but Kook said, I've realized 99% of CT has no original thoughts and is scared to go against the herd. It's like that for some people. Up until last week, most of CT was glazing CZ endlessly, and this is 100%, and it was making me mad. I was like, guys, like, and you can go back to my live streams days and days ago where I was like, I'm not kissing the ring. This is ridiculous. And also, as I was saying, I'm not kissing the ring, I was encouraging you guys to remember when exchanges and when things when things get bad, or even when things get good, they will pause the sell button and the buy button and the deposits. They'll pause everything because they're freaking scammers. And they're able to do this because they can. They'll do it. If they can do it, they will. And so they don't care about you. They don't care about you spending years promoting their platform. They will cancel the withdrawals and make it to where you can't sell. That's exactly what Binance did to a lot of people. And then in that, they weren't able to even do anything about it. And the big connection here is why I'm so frustrated about this, because I was talking about this freaking stable coin called USDE that I'm not going to go anywhere near now that I know the connection, because the USDE was depegged to 50 cents. Now, the reason why this is very important to pay attention to is because the USDE depeg, this deal was made 2 years ago with USDE to be used as collateral on the biggest exchange like Binance and Bybit, and to have deals to be able to use USDE as collateral to be able to then borrow against the USDE to then use that to get more margin, and then you are now margin called, and you have a certain price to where, like, even if 2x or 3x the market went down, and that's exactly what happened, and every single collateralized loan that was in USDE got wiped out, which means the crypto that they had and all of this stuff also got fully wiped out. And then, not to mention, the accounts that were connected with cross margin that had all of the collateral locked up as well got completely wrecked. So this deal with USDE and Athena happened 2 years ago. So it's almost like this has been set up to literally get and extract as much and get people on BNB chain, Binance, and get the money into the chain and into the exchange, taking your crypto, your Solana, your ETH, your Bitcoin, because their proof of reserves are also a lie. So then they're taking customer funds, they're sending it into Wintermute, dumping it, then the market dumps, then then they use the liquidation money and all the money they made to then buy it back at lower prices at the expense of literally destroying you. And these mother effers on the timeline are coming and saying that Binance and CZ are oh, he's the GOAT. Oh, save CZ. Praise CZ. Thank you so much, Binance, for all the things that you do. But that's what they're doing in the background. So you should stop promoting them. If you don't stop promoting them, you are the enemy. You are the problem. You are the reason. You will be complicit in Binance continuing to do their dirty work. So crypto Twitter is starting to wake up to this, and I've already been on this rabbit trail for a long time, and now it's just come to a head. So what do? You find assets that you can hold yourself, you believe in them, you hodl, you do almost no leverage trading, and you believe in something, and you avoid these scammers like the damn plague. And none of these founders, none of these people, none of these exchanges are going to save you. They're not going to save anything. You are going to save yourself. And the Lord Jesus Christ. That's it. That's it. So, what are you going to do about it? I've already unfollowed and completely ignored multiple accounts that follow me. And I'm like, no, I don't want to follow you anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the fake bullshit on this timeline. It's ridiculous. So, meanwhile, there are a handful of accounts that have always called out CZ and Binance for the criminal practices. Now that it's become socially acceptable to speak honestly about CZ and Binance, 99% are now like flaming CZ. But I would say 99%. There's still a bunch of people that are on here that are just like, they just don't care. So the whole space is sheep, essentially, scared to think or speak against the grain, kind of like the real world. Anyways, down with Binance, their time is over, Hyperliquid. But here's the thing, this is what makes this very controversial, because I would be so happy if Binance can stop doing what they're doing. But here's the thing, Binance controls so much of the market, and they have $30 billion of open interest on their derivatives portion of the exchange. And then when you go into the holding data of how much Bitcoin they're holding, Bitcoin exchange, I don't even know if this is even the real, because like you don't know if this is the real balance, if this is what they actually hold. And then the same thing with Coinbase. They hold 616,000 Bitcoin, okay? And then Coinbase has 632,000 Bitcoin. So someone pointed out the fact that like if you take out Binance and Binance is no more, like how would that affect the markets? Well, maybe it's a tell that the way that they're acting right now, that they are they're running out of time. Like they're running out of time. Like we are in a portion of the market now where we don't need you. We don't need Binance. We don't need Coinbase. We don't really need them. As long as decentralization and DEXs and you being able to do everything on chain and not have an order book, you just have rails, we don't need the exchanges. We can literally just get it on chain. And now that we have Hyperliquid, which is the direct competition against these exchanges, and we've seen the evidence that they're trying to take them out by way of the blockchain. Now do you see where the secret war is happening? Now do you see where the secret war is happening on the blockchain? And it has everything to do with energy, AI, and blockchain dominance. And that is what the war is being fought right now. And we sadly are the pawns that get taken out in the process unless we night up and we start moving 3 steps up and 2 steps over. My friends, that is what we need to do. We got to start playing the game, because if we don't, you are the pawn. And if you don't realize that the chessboard, there's 2 people playing the chessboard. Once you realize that you go out of the damn chessboard, out of the squares, and know that there is something outside of the chess game, we will see through all of this crap and be able to find the truth. So, what do we do about that? What do we do about it? What do we do about it, my friends? You hit the like button. You hit the like button. You hit that damn like button. Get this stream out so people can hear the message. We can start taking this stuff seriously and not being like, your funds are safe, but keep building. Keep building. That's what CZ keeps, instead of actually helping people, it's like, keep building. Just keep using our products that keep extracting out of the crypto space. Keep using the products. God, at least Solana was at least honest at the fact that it was the trench. That's why I like Solana, is that Solana never denied the fact that it was trenching. BNB acts like they're building like they cured cancer. And it's like, no, you're the cancer. So it's like, it's so stupid. It's like, at least Solana acknowledges the fact that they break stuff and throw stuff at the wall until it sticks, and then they go. But I hate people that they think they're altruistic and that they're the reason why the crypto space is blah, 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 BNB so strong. It's like, give me a freaking break. And this is what makes me so mad, is like, he has the audacity to be like, oh, Binance should have never given any money to the community, this person said. He said, honestly, CZ would have been better off spending it on sports cars and villas. This space consists of the most ungrateful people out there. Oh, we're so ungrateful. Oh, we're so ungrateful. No, we only show up here every day, 3.5, 4 years, and a lot of other people a lot longer. We only just show up here every day to get constantly gaslit rug pulled, false hope, all of that stuff. Like we've seen it all. And we continue to show up while we've seen other people leave. When things get bad, people leave. They change their profile picture. They ghost everyone. But we come back. We always show up. So that's bullshit. We are grateful. If we weren't grateful for this space, we wouldn't show up every day. So people like this are so out of touch. So he's like bullish on CZ. This space consists of all they ever do is find reasons to complain. CZ then goes, I believe most of our users are appreciative and very loyal. He says the fudders are not our users. The fudders are not our users. They can't stop talking about us. He said the good thing is you can't FUD someone without mentioning their name. Are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me, CZ? Like, you have the audacity. You, sir, worth billions of dollars, have the audacity to say the fudders are not our users? You're an asshole. I said, bro, what the WTF? What are you talking about? The fudders are not our users? Dude. Out of touch. This dude is so out of touch. So out of touch. Insane. I'm just like, wow. Anyway, in other news, the world's healing. Richard Hart actually replied to one of my comments. I didn't think it was going to happen because he never replies to anyone. He usually thinks all the replies are stupid, and he usually blocks people because every time he asks like a question, he wants a genuine discussion or have someone like help with like the pulse chain ecosystem. They usually go, when stream, what's the deal with the Interpool case, and are you going to pump the chain? Those are usually the three questions that people ask Richard, and he's like, but they're valid questions, but it's just like, it's always out of context. So then they get blocked. But I actually asked him a genuine question, and let's see if I can find it. I didn't know how I was going to cut through the sauce or cut through the noise, but let's see. I'll show you what he actually, well, what I said first. I asked just like a technical question. And also we learned a new term. There's a new term. I don't know if I can say it on the stream, but it's really funny. And I've never heard this term before ever in my life, but it is a new coined meta term. And we probably could go to Pump Tires just to show you, because there's probably like now 100 memes that are made of it, and probably also on Pump Tires or on Pump Fun. But it's really funny. I mean, it's pinned? Oh, I didn't pin. Well, dude, I'm not. Well, you were making fun of me. I told you, and I was like, Richard Hart replied to me, and you were like, yawn. I don't care. Yawn. I've reposted so many things, so I've just lost track. I've been on like a wildfire on crypto Twitter, so I've lost track. I've completely lost track of where anything is. Gosh, where is the repost? Yeah, I didn't have it pinned. Yeah, you can make fun of me. I don't care. Where the hell did it go? Okay. What in the Lord? Where the hell? It got buried. It got so buried. I don't know where the hell it went. It got completely buried. There we go. Gosh, I was like, where the freak? All right, so I said, well, first he said, because here's the thing. Let's give this some context. The Pulse chain ecosystem was crashing out. they were all on a space. They're all crashing out. I almost got a chance to speak. They let me on the floor, but then I started talking to my wife, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to speak on here, because I was going to come and tell them, guys, do you realize you had to sacrifice yourself at the top for retail to come in at the bottom at the end of the cycle? It's okay. Like, you're just mad that you're having to hold a little longer, and you think you got rugged, but really you just had to sacrifice, because guess what? You guys know, and you better admit it, and this is with anyone. If Pulse Chain would have pumped to where you wanted it to, you would have sold out and you would have left, and the chain would have been dead. And then no people would be coming into Pulse Chain after the fact. So it's actually a weird conundrum that you're like, you wanted it to pump, but then you would have just sold, and then you just like leave the chain. You probably wouldn't have even stayed. So, but now that you've proven through all the pain that you're going to stay in the chain, and some people have left, but some people stayed, those people I think will be rewarded. Now that's a gamble. It's not 100% guaranteed. That's the risk you take, but that's going to be the asymmetric upside for people who are then now going to be promoted or advertised Pulse Chain as a better Ethereum layer 1. And you see, but it's very controversial to think that way. So I wanted to come on and tell them, hey guys, I'm sorry, but that's why it was called sacrifice. You had to sacrifice yourself and prove that. What are you going to hold to the absolute bottom to then prove? And in all the Richard Hart cryptic text lead me to believe that is his ethos. And everyone's all fighting back and forth and bitching and moaning and going back and forth and complaining and cry-fagging. That's the new word. I had to just say it. Sorry. That's the new word. They don't realize the underlining meaning of all of this. But that's just my opinion. That's just my thought process of what's happening between Richard Hart and the community of Pulse Chain, and how they think Richard Hart is saying, you're blaming us. Like we've been showing up every single day. What do you mean? Like, it's your fault. Like, and then there's some people that say, well, we don't need Richard Hart. We'll take over the chain. And then there's people that are coming and countering that and saying, what are you talking about? Like, you don't even know how to run a blockchain. We do need Richard Hart and the developers, because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So, so in all this, it's hilarious just to watch the whole crash out. And then I've just like come and ask him a basic question. And I'm like, I said, hey, let's go. Have you considered adding a balance viewer on PLSX? It would help a lot. And he said, well, aren't there a whole Pulse Chain dashboard you can download and run locally? And I said, well, yeah. I said, this is true, but I like the idea of being able to go right into PulseX and just look at your balances right on the side. Like, you would like click on the wallet, and then it pops up like a drop-down menu, and you can see, okay, I got Hex, incentive, blah, 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 blah. And you can see it, and you can see your balances. Not when you're doing a swap. That's lame. You need to be able to just see what you have in one place. And so Richard Hart actually came back and said, well, maybe you're right though. Maybe a non-hosted version would be useful too. So I said, the world is healing. Richard Hart replied to me. He didn't, and he actually, in context, and he might actually make that change, which would be really cool. So what I'm talking about is, like, when you go into, PLSX or any kind of swap, and you see your wallet, like it pops up here, like on the side. I think when you put this cursor over here, you should see your wallet balances, and it should be like with the logos. You should be able to see, maybe even see a section of where what your stakes are and all that inside of PLSX. This is the main DEX swap, liquidity provider here for Pulse Chain. So it would make sense if you want this to just kind of be a one-stop shop where you can see your tokens, you can do some swaps in here, and you can provide liquidity and farm. You'd be able to see your balances right here. I think that would be a great feature. It's just a simple, easy feature, and I think it needs it. But I was just surprised he actually replied. So pretty cool. Which means I'm in his radar now. All right, so let's keep going down the rabbit hole here. All right, let's keep going down the rabbit hole here. why is the market acting like it is, and why are people calling for it to be a bubble bursting with AI, but don't realize the fact that one company is propping up all of the other companies? It's all apparently with this chart, how NVIDIA and OpenAI are fueling the AI money machine, because these are the biggest companies that everyone's paying attention to right now. Mistral, Figure AI, XAI, Oracle, Intel, CoreWeave, Nebius, Microsoft. We're more familiar with OpenAI, XAI, maybe Oracle, and obviously we know who Intel is. But this is huge that literally they're all reliant on NVIDIA GPUs. And then we have Intel, who makes the chipsets. AMD makes the chips. AMD made a deal with OpenAI, but Microsoft has a deal also and has bubbled with OpenAI, but also invested with Nebius, but they're also in CoreWeave. Intel is with CoreWeave. Do you see the connection here? But they all need NVIDIA to succeed. Do you understand? So I think they will keep inflating the bubble. They'll keep inflating it. I think with the correlation with the Fed cutting the rates, they're very dovish. That's very much high percentage chance that the Feds are going to continue to cut rates 2 more times before the end of the year. And going into January, we have a meeting there too, so they might do a 3rd cut going into the first quarter of 2026. Which means that this AI bubble that's correlated with gold and silver, because that's the debasement trade of currencies, and BRICS. BRICS wasn't on the BRICS was not on the docket of all the news because we've been distracted by other things. But guys, these look, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America. Okay, sorry, not South America, South Africa. That's BRICS. Okay, so these nations, their currencies suck. And they used to be more connected along with the US dollar, but because there's this war happening on the blockchain, that's why the dollar strength is going down, and we are going to go into an American stablecoin super cycle. We're confiscating all this Bitcoin. We're going to get into that, how that's a big connection. Crypto Fart had a massive theory that I was like, whoa, this connects my theory with his theory, and how CZ's even getting a mention of getting pardoned by the Trump administration. Gosh, there's so much stuff, guys. It's so much. And the regular person out there has no idea that this is happening. They're just trying to pay. They're just trying to buy groceries. They're just trying to live regular life. And they have no idea that there's this like massive battle happening right now. Massive battle happening right now. And so why it's important to focus on BRICS and why gold and silver is going up, and you know it's a big thing, is that these countries are buying gold as well. They're buying gold because guess what? The BRICS currency is going to be backed by gold and digital assets and all this other stuff, and you know, with their own form of treasuries. And so this is why gold could continue to break out. It might get repriced and have a little pullback, but at the same time, it's still going to continue to be a global debasement of currency trade based off the US dollar getting weaker. And so this is like, I don't know if this is this is correlating all this correctly, but it seems like the AI bubble is going to continue to get inflated and get bigger and bigger. And yes, it could pop and some companies will fall to the wayside. But as long as you're like focusing on the core, like a core, like, you know, companies like this that are pushing in, then they'll just continue to make sure that it is propped up. And so why is this important? Because we've talked about how AI A blockchain is the settlement layer for AI. So all of finance is going to be ran by AI algorithmic agents, and all of these entities are going to be doing things automated. And how do you do that? You have to have it on a blockchain, and everything is being operated through smart contracts, which is going to be used with primarily Ethereum. That's why Ethereum, I think, is going to go to 10K, because that's going to be primarily where a lot of the AI agents are going to be operating, okay, with the big boys. Now, say on the low side, they're going to be operating on Solana as well, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff happening with Solana in that regard, because that's getting a little bit more regulated in terms of how much the inflows and outflows are going to be with the Solana, because of the ETFs and the CME group. The more that assets are getting approved and regulated for the CME and also for ETFs in the traditional sense, things like Dogecoin, Litecoin, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, AVAX, Solana, and all of these coins are going to be less volatile. I know it doesn't seem like it, but that's how it's going to go over time, and that's actually a good thing. So it's but this is just all my speculation. These are all my opinions, but this is how I think it's becoming. I'm getting more bullish on the space, because as we have Binance being unraveled, how we see all the manipulation, all it does is just strengthen our thesis to continue to hold and see where the money's flowing, and not get gaslit and think that the 4-year cycle is still a thing, because that's been broken. That's been broken for a long damn time now. We should have already, quote, peaked. And that you think, I mean, like, come on, like that's not that we've always had a banana zone parabolic phase going after the halving. And for the first time ever, we broke an all-time high going into before the fourth halving. Never happened before. So that should have been the smoking gun right there, is breaking an all-time high before a halving, which had never happened before in the history of Bitcoin's price. So that should have been the smoking gun to show that, okay, we are getting a front run on the massive crypto super cycle, which includes the stablecoins, the regulation, the ETFs, the easing of the choke point that was happening with the Democratic ran administration with the Bidens. And then you go into the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, the Bitcoin treasuries, the stockpile of Bitcoin, how we're going to do it. I mean, give me a freaking break. So this is why it was extended, because they weren't going to parabolic run the market all the way up to then have all this regulation happen for it to then go into a bear market from it being pumpy. Because maybe, just maybe, because the insiders know all this is happening, they know that Binance has this control, and that's the war that's happening. But this is just my theory. This is just a theory. This is my tinfoil hat, putting the thread to the tacks, and if you want to go into it a little bit more, you guys can check out this Substack, where we go into the real World War III that is being fought on the blockchain and with AI. People think that, I think the whole distraction of World War III and thinking that, we were going to be going to war with Russia, or we're going to be going to war with Iran and all this stuff and blah, blah, fake, all fake. All fake. All these leaders, they're all in collusion with each other. They know what's going on. And the war that's actually happening is with energy, computation, and intelligence. That's actually what's happening. So what you need to understand is that the war is on your mind and on your assets. So the weaponization is energy. So it's crazy. When I was at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, I really got the sense that the name of the game here is energy. And so when you go into what El Salvador is doing, El Salvador is harnessing volcano energy for Bitcoin, and they're also using it to make some coffee. So it's pretty cool. The UAE and Saudi Arabia are investing billions in the AI supercomputing. which requires a lot of energy. You need a lot of energy and a lot of space and a lot of computation power to be able to power the future, which is AI and automation. Texas is becoming a global hub for mining and data centers where the grid itself is now part of the battlefield. And think about it, when you start to set up these mining rigs, now there's new technology to where it's like you have this cooling liquid that you can keep the miners in. And so you can have these full setups where you have cool liquid miners that keep the temperature down to a point where they're utilizing, recycling the energy in a way that then now they can utilize it in other ways to be able to make it more eco-friendly and for the environment. So that whole like FUD of like, oh, Bitcoin's bad for the environment, like that's just BS. So Texas becoming a global hub for mining and data centers where and actually what's worse for the environment is all the windmills. Windmills and bad solar farms are actually more bad for the environment. And also quantum computing is BS because I think we have the technology. We've had the technology. We're only given a limited amount and source of information and technology that the public is allowed to use. Quantum computing has already been a thing. I think quantum computing would have already taken us out. But guess what? Powers that be are not letting it happen. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. Your reality is morphed and programmed to the point where you'll go along with it long enough until you realize that you, sir, are a computer or you're more than just a computer. You are actually can program it as well. That was the realization of Neo in the Matrix because he was like, I feel something is up and I don't know what the hell it is, but someone knocked on his door and said, follow the white rabbit. And so that's what you have to do, my friends. Okay? But since we're going to go into, we're going into metaphors here, but look, this is not a metaphor. It's an energy arms race. So blockchain versus AI. So opposite philosophies, the same dependence, okay? So AI seeks centralization, okay? Models trained on oceans of data. All this stuff it's centralized. OpenAI is not open, it's centralized, So look, I mean, like you type in, I want a thumbnail made with Trump and Elon, blah, 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 blah. It will not make it. It'll say it's against its community guidelines. That's centralized information where you can't. That's not a decentralized model. So blockchain enforces decentralization systems that reject control and distribute trust among millions of nodes. So it becomes more of like you're just trusting the network. You're not trusting people. You're trusting the network. You're trusting nodes. You're trusting, that. And that's when you get into actual privacy where it goes into the ZK proofs, which is zero knowledge. Like there's zero knowledge, but proof. Zero knowledge proofs. So it's like you don't know what's happening, but then inside the ecosystem, there's still proof, but without having third party validating and where it has to go through that and then so a way that they can basically freeze your funds. So both require the same oxygen, the energy and silicon. So that's why semiconductors, GPUs, and data centers have become strategic assets. Whoever controls that controls the civilization. So why do you think there's this is the war that's happening? Because whoever controls and knows is running this data and they can use it to their advantage. That's what is happening in the background. So we have this cold war of algorithms and empires, and it's pretty crazy. So China has built this massive centralized AI model that's fused with digital currency, and that's their social credit score with the WeChat. So WeChat is a all-in-one app where you literally can do you can order food, to chat, to have your money, to getting to, it's like everything. They want everything on there because the moment that you lose your social credit and they think you're a piece of poo that doesn't deserve to eat a certain amount of food a month or live in a certain place, everything is set up and scanned for you to then be analyzed, and then you're going to try and go and get some food, and they're going to say you can only get a rice ball and that's it. Good luck. So that's what that is. Now you look at what OpenAI is trying to do and why people are so against OpenAI and WorldCoin is because WorldCoin is trying to get you to do your digital ID and have all your assets and all your things and all that stuff scanned by your eyes by these units. Now, what does that bring you into? A Minority Report type of environment where everything is based off of your scanning, your eye, everything is functioned and algorithmed and AI to your liking when you walk through any type of place because you're scanned. The AI supercomputer has been tracking your data for years and years and years and years and years since you've been on the internet, and now it uses it to model your reality. Now, it also can be modeled to basically completely stop you from being able to be a free individual. So this is why privacy is so important. Decentralized blockchains that move trillions without precision. So yeah, I mean, this is woo. So it's like, this is what is happening here, my friends. And if you don't realize it, now you might, because this, while everything is being trying to distract you, this is happening in the background, and a lot of people are going to be losing their jobs and wondering why. And this is why, because this is what they're investing in. They're not investing in you having your desk job. That's not what these countries are investing in. That's why it's going away. That's why these normal jobs that have been regular jobs over the centuries, basically over the decades, I should say, is where those are going to be obsolete by the evolution of automation. And so what do you have to do? You have to learn how to make this money that we're making work for us, and we have to invest. And we have to continually invest and learn ways to make more capital by our skills, so then we can continue to grow our money. And we can't hold it in the dollar because we know that that's inflating by more than 2%. It's being inflated by 10% on the year. So every single year, your purchasing power is going down. And if you're not getting a return on anything on this money, then you're basically going backwards. And that's purposeful. All right. All right. Well, I guess I bored you guys. Whatever. You can go and find the next 100x on the scammer live streams and the other accounts. But if you want to actually get the real info and get it in a fun way, you can stay on this live stream. Oh man. Some people don't want to hear it, but that's fine. Some people don't want to hear it. All right, let's get into the charts, my friends. Let's get into the charts. They scammed us again to the upside. If you look, we had a double bottom. Ethereum was looking good, pumped right back up to 4,200. They got the longs. They got people excited again because they know people got so wrecked that they're going to try and make it back in another trade. They're going to try and make it back in another trade, and that's what they tried to do, knowing that people are just they're out of money, they're out of options, and so this is what they did. So they ran it up right at that point where people were going to get excited and think we're back, and they wrecked it right back down. So they're being nasty. They're kind of they're chopping it up. They're chopping it up right now. Bitcoin right now is kind of doing the same thing. So it's kind of following ETH. The charts are very similar with Bitcoin and ETH. You can see very similar double bottom here. They ran it up into 113 and then right back down into this range. And you can see this is where we had some pretty decent support. You can see the order block. Order block came in pretty strong right here. And so we could get another bounce. This could be It's a little choppy. I guess you probably could see more of a W pattern if you go in the 40, like maybe the 45. Yeah, so that you can say this could be a W pattern where it could get a recovery. And then we're going to test this resistance, and then that's like, if we can turn it into support, then this would be a nice run back up to 120. But if alts are bleeding really bad, then we have to check the Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance is actually going up. Look at that. So Bitcoin dominance is going up. If Bitcoin dominance goes up and starts to touch up into 60% again, then I would wager to bet that this move that we're looking at here could actually happen. We get a W recovery, test back up to here, and we'll see. I don't think that's a bear market. Like I don't think it's a bear market. It's not a bear market. I think we're still in a bull market. It's just we've had a lot of things revealed through this. And I really think that, oh yeah, I mean that's how a lot of people feel, honestly. Robert, people really regret getting more bullish on altcoins. I mean, it's, and that happens every cycle, actually. We all have that realization that we're like, man, we probably could have bought more Bitcoin and just held it. Don't trade. Don't try and double up on it don't even 2x it. Don't even try and 3x it. Because I try to do that. I freaking wasted all my Bitcoin that I accumulated to try and 2x it. And that was perfectly timed with the most volatile points of the market. When everything looked like it was fine, we had multiple black swan events as I was trying to just do a safe 2-3x, got wiped out. So what's the lesson? Is that you just stay on track, try not to trade to get more, and be patient, and know that like dips are going to come. That's when you buy. And, we just have to be very, very patient, because we have seen, the only reason we got excited about altcoins again is because we have seen what they've done before. We've seen it. We know it's not like altcoin season never existed and we're just dreaming about it. It did happen. We've seen things go up 1,000% in just 2 months. We've seen it. So it's hard not to have an allocation in these things, hoping that they do it again. It's a very reasonable response and reaction. And that's okay. But we do have to acknowledge the fact that we all could have bought more Bitcoin. We all could have, done that. But the cycle's not over at all, because it's very much extended. It's like the writing is on the wall that it is extended 100%. I mean, this is very much extended. This is like prime time to double down and continue to figure this out and see where you want to put your money. I can't tell you where to put your money. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. This is entertainment purposes only. And what we're trying to do is at least educate you guys in a fun, exciting way and mistakes that we've made. Because I think that's the biggest value, is I can tell you the mistakes I've made over the past 4 years that will strengthen the next 4 in this super cycle. Because guess what? The 4 years, I'm just going to take it as prerequisite like training to then really get prepared for the true money and wealth that we're going to earn over the next 4 years. I really believe that. I think these past 4 years were the training ground. You had to lose your money. You had to make some gains. You had to see what it felt like. You had to get rug pulled. You had to see the way, the truth, and the light of crypto Twitter, navigate all that nonsense. And so now we're at a point to where it's now game time. So this is the time now where we go, okay, we, went through all the training rounds. We went through all this stuff. Now the suits are here. And when you see those suits, guess what the suits have that you don't? Insider information and a lot of liquidity. They have insider information and a lot of liquidity. What do they know? Everything's going on chain. What do they know? All the banks are capitulating and going on chain. What else do they know? The dollar looks like crap. So it makes sense that this is a very much a long-term play. Now I'll say the nerd robot is very hurt about altcoins, which a lot of people are. But I would suggest you focus on the altcoins that are going to have an ETF. So, and I know that sounds so cliche and lame, but truly, I think the nature of the CME and the assets like we talked about, like Solana, like for instance, like when you go to far side, we have Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, okay? So these are the ETFs that are basically like the prime like crypto ETFs that are that institutions, retail can take part of. Like so if you have a 401k or you have any type of maybe IRA or whatever, like I think you can get an IRA. I'm not exactly sure, but with 401ks or just your investment account in general, you can invest in these. But then also institutions more so are influencing in this, and then and a combination of retail. So I'm just giving the example because look, let's be honest. Bitcoin pumped because of the ETF inflows. You can't you can't. Am I muted? How long was I muted? How do I keep getting muted? Did I hit the microphone? So weird. I didn't even hit the mute button. How long was I muted? Probably not that long. But I said you guys are forgetting the fact that Bitcoin didn't hit an all-time high right after either. It actually, people were fudding it. People were fudding the Bitcoin ETF and saying, "Oh, they were like, oh, it's not going to work. It's not going to work." So, so what I was saying, if I got muted, so what I was saying was Bitcoin started getting billions of dollars of inflow, and then it pumped. Okay. And then we noticed when it started to really slow and they started to outflow, that was when the price went down. So you see the correlation of how much actually the Bitcoin's price is correlated with ETF inflows now. I just don't think you guys really are following this as well as you should. We're too focused on the meme trenches and all this stuff and not focusing on the regulated part of crypto because we're over here watching this other stuff. We're thinking this is like boomer stuff. Oh, don't worry about the ETFs. No one cares. You don't realize it. Ethereum, this is where the money is. Like actual real volume happens in this. So this is why I've become a little bit more bullish on Solana as a great. This is true. This is where real money is. Where you guys are looking is like minuscule numbers compared to what the true market is doing. Because look, as an example, look at how much money is. Look, Microsoft is the size of crypto. Nvidia alone is the size of the entire crypto market. And they're all investing in crypto. So that's where all this so the big boys are coming in. It's not like the soy boy Solana boys that made some bands and now they're trading on chain. No, it's not that. So listen, so the Ethereum, same thing. But look, it was slow. Ethereum, they were like garbage, snooze fest. They thought the ETH ETF was garbage. Okay? And I said it. If you've been watching this live stream long enough, I said it. I was like, look, guys, they are going to start to inflow like a lot into Ethereum ETF. They're just waiting. They're accumulating. They're totally trying to time this out. And that's what they did. And then lo and behold, they started to flow in billions of dollars over a day's period, a couple days period. And then what did Ethereum do? Start to move. Same thing's going to happen with Solana. It's just now it's a no-brainer. This is how Solana is going to get to $1,000. It's not going to be overnight, but once you start to see 100 million, 200 million, 300 million going into Solana, watch. Clip me right now, come back to this stream. This is what's going to happen. Okay? And then the more altcoins that are regulated in this manner are still going to be attacked by Binance and all the people that are attacking this because this is America regulated crypto markets with high liquidity versus wash traded fake liquidity manipulation on overseas. Now, do you get it? So how do you battle it? You stop using all those platforms overseas and you start to use stuff here. No, that'll never happen. But no, it's decentralized. We can do whatever we want. But specifically Binance, stop using them. They don't deserve it. They're taking all your money. So I think what's happening here is we're going to see Solana get that inflow. It's going to pump. And we need to focus on the altcoins that are getting this type of exposure by the suits. Now I'll show you another thing that they added on this. Look, staking. Now do you understand? BlackRock is going to have staking. Fidelity is going to have staking. Bitwise, 21 shares. VanEck, Invesco, Franklin Templeton, Grayscale. And this Grayscale, their ETHE is already stakeable. Look at that. That's already stakeable. So this is going to be stakeable. And then the same thing. What's the whole thing about Solana? You can stake it. You can be able to stake those too. Which means 4 years of a, quote, crypto super cycle. Oh, guys. Having too much fun. But yeah, the Headband says, I come here for the boomer stuff. But I don't know, guys. I feel like the world's healing. I am an optimist. I don't want to be a pessimist. I don't want to think that the world is going to crap and we're going to be taken over by AI, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I just don't want to think that. I want to think that if God exists, which I do, I believe God exists. I believe that God is a loving God. And I think the planet, hopefully, if we are going to be experiencing and going into a different part of the galaxy or the universe, like we're soaring through the galaxy right now, like how we're, if you were to look at a graph or an image of how we're moving through the galaxy, it's like insane. Spiral out, that's what the Tool song is all about. Spiral out, keep on going. I think we might get copy and pasted into another reality that won't have massive, crazy, absolute destruction on the earth. Okay? So just know that to be true. Know that in your heart. Know that if if God exists, that won't happen. All right. So just have that in your heart, my friends. It's very important. You know, it's very important to not get programmed by the system. And also it's very important to hit the like button, because all the stuff I'm talking about is the truth. I don't claim to know everything, but I do claim to have a very good instinct and intuition. And so I think that's valuable. And YouTube definitely doesn't think that's valuable, because they want you to be in debt. They want you to be programmed and propagandize. They want you to watch what they want you to watch. So if you want to beat the system, you share this damn live stream to every single person you know, because that's how you're going to beat the system. And that's not me tooting my own horn. That's just me having confidence in myself to be able to promote my own damn show that I have no one else helping me with. It's just me. So, and guess what? The only other people, and guess what? The people that do help, let me be very clear. It's you guys. This show is not a show unless I have you. We're in this together, my friends. It's all based on the community as well. I can sit here and run my mouth all day, but if I don't have you guys keeping me on my toes, checking me if I'm wrong, really making sure that we're tight here, there's no show. So I want to, of course, always give you guys my gratitude and show my appreciation to the people that show up to this live stream and continue to get ear beat by me. I really do appreciate it. But no, you guys are awesome. Like, if it wasn't for you guys showing up, and like, that's the thing. It's funny, Trade Intuition mentioned how he was like, dude, I don't know how you do it, because sometimes, like, I know you'll have, like, the numbers won't be too great. You might have, just a couple people in there, and you're acting like there's thousands. And I was like, that's exactly my attitude to life. And that's how I'm always going to be. I don't care, because that's a musician's mentality. You doesn't matter if there's one dude in the crowd or 1,000. You play that damn show. Play that show like there's a whole arena of people watching. Oh, live by that. All right, we have still so many, but we got so many bookmarks to go through. My friends, we're only an hour in. And we've covered so much. Gainsey made an interesting observation. Binance going out of its way to bully a founder. They just turned a molehill into a mountain. Shit, we just got a Trade Intuition raid. No! It's funny, I just said your name and that just got raided. No, you were saying how, like, you were like, if I have 5 people, I'm out. You're like, I'm done. You're like, peace. But I've done that before too, man. I remember I was like breaking down this whole expose. I was like, oh man, there's gonna be so many people watching. I wonder how many people were watching. This is so cool. I wish they weren't, they're not gonna miss this info. And then I go and look and there's like 2 people watching. And I was like, all right, guys, I'll see you later. Peace out. I was like, oh. But I used to have to do that back in the day too. Like, you start a live stream and you can't expect, like, it's like when people open up a business and they expect people to just be coming through the door, and it's like, no one knows who you are. You can't expect people to just show up, So if there's you just make it happen. But Gainsey said Binance going out of its way to bully a founder. They just turned a molehill into a mountain. What a blunder. Yeah. And then Luke Belmar actually said, I remember being one of the first 20,000 to sign up to Binance back in 2017. Said you had to third party download the app as it wasn't even on the App Store yet. He said there was no KYC, it was decent liquidity, leveraging good pairs. Said, however, all of the above has changed. He said the sexes are dying and the dexes are the future. Trade Intuition said, yeah, it can really bring down your mojo when your mojo, when you have only a few people in Dr. Evil stole my mojo. God. I watched way too much Austin Powers as a kid. All right, Chris has an interview, so let be back soon. I have an interview in 5 minutes. What are you interviewing for? Let's all send some energy for Chris Klein to nail this interview. Don't say that you're in crypto. Don't say it at all. I botched an interview. I think I totally would have been hired at a place that I went in an interview, and I told them I was into crypto, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's cute. Crypto. Oh, really? You're in crypto? You're immediately labeled a nutcase if you're in crypto. It's like, don't ever put that on your resume. Don't do it, Chris Klein. Don't do it, my friend. You will completely block yourself to mine job. Okay, well, tell me what the job is. Don't be ashamed. Tell me what the job is. I'll tell you what I do for a living. It's this, but then it's also I'm a audio visual engineer, so I do like the gamut. You know, I can run shows, run monitors for bands. I can run monitors and the front of the house. I can do a whole, corporate event presentation with all the things, just like all that stuff. That's what I do. That's what I make like other money on. I don't make money in crypto. No, I'm just kidding. But that's what I do. And we have fun. Also, we play shows too. So we gig. So we play shows. We gig. So we play drums. We're blessed to be able to have somehow people have paid us money to literally smack pieces of wood with sticks and metal. I don't know how I managed to do that, but yeah, good luck, bro. Yeah, you're gonna crush it. Whatever the job is that you have to mine the fiat miners. Just remember when you earn that, when you're mining that fiat, that you're gonna go analog to digital. You have to go. Yeah, Fallen Exify says never tell girls you're in crypto. Some think that you're rich if you're in crypto, and then you literally will laugh yourself into the hospital if they thought you were rich because you're in crypto. It's like Chris Klein says, I've played drums since I was 13, guitar since I was 15. Yes, let's go, fellow drummers. Let's go. Awesome. What kind of kit do you have? Do you like Pearl? You like Tama? Do you like Mapex? What do you like? Ludwig? What do you like? DW? I have a Tama Swing Star. No, it's funny. You don't say you're in crypto. You just say I have a lot of Bitcoin, and then they'll give you the look. Then they'll give you the gaze. You have how many Bitcoin? Baby, I got 20,000 Bitcoin. Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic 10 Inu. The ticker's Bitcoin. I have 20,000 Bitcoin. They're like Nice. You got some Pearl. That was my first real drum set, was getting a Pearl Forum. The classic burgundy shell Pearl Forums. Dave Digital said, okay, if you play drums, I'm gonna need you to go to Austin, sign up for Kill Tony, do a minute, and then try your hand at the Mexican drum off. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, kill tone, man. That would be a tough. Woo, that would be a tough one. They're brutal over there. They're fat. They're quick. I don't know. Do you guys think I could do a minute? Do you guys think I could do a minute stand up? All right. Oh, is this the one that went out? Headband is full Zera mode. He changed his name. He's doubling down. See, this is belief, you know. This is when conviction might pay off, you know. You are who you are. You are who are you are who you are. You are You are who you surround yourself with. I will continue to win and spread knowledge because that's how I was taught. With peace and love, winners and winning, grab onto your winners and don't let go. David said, I'm not a drummer, but a guitar player, but I like Mapex and Pearl personally. Nice. Yeah, I used a Mapex Birch kit for a long time, and I was really happy with it. It was one of the first kits that I like spent my own money on. It was a Pearl a Mapex M Birch, orange liqueur. Oh, it's beautiful, orange liqueur. And it had an 8-inch, 10, 12, 14, and a 16-inch tom set. The two floor toms were hanging toms, and then I had the two toms like up racked on the bass on the bass drum, and then the 8-inch was on a mount, on a grabber mount on the cymbal stand, and it was just like, you know, just like playing Rush was like perfect because you could just be like. Though his mind is not for rent, to put him down as arrogant. His reserve a quiet defense. If that's an ode to I Love You, Man. If you guys ever seen I Love You, Man, that movie's so funny. If you're a Rush fan, you'll love I Love You, Man. If you've never seen that movie, it's pretty great. All right. Yeah, the alts are getting destroyed. And I'll be honest with you guys, man. Like, I'm kind of disappointed in XYO. I'll be completely honest. It's like this thing fell right off the channel that I was looking at. Like, if you look at this, like, this is not what you want to see. You don't want to see your stuff falling out off of its channel. But now we have to fix it. We gotta bring this down here to the wicks. Look, see, we'll just fix it. So now it's gonna be more like this. And just, you know, just bring it down, you know, just like we'll move our bias around. But this, I think, still might be a little bit more of a slow build. But yeah, I'm a little disappointed. You know, I'm just disappointed. You know, the XL1 launch was a little lackluster. But if, like I said, you know, this date, like the whole battles with data, it's you know, privacy, and this is what XYO has been working on. So I kind of just had it as like my little gem hedge for all of that stuff, because it's kind of low. It's low market cap. It seems like it doesn't get manipulated like as much as like how exchanges just make the prices go all over the place. So I think it has that going for it. It doesn't have any perpetual contracts running on it. It's mostly spot. So that's good. I've noticed, like, you know, it's not always a good thing to have your coin be perpetually contracted, because then that means people can short it. You know, if it's just spot, they sell it, and then that's, you know, it's like, I think almost having your coin be able to be leveraged, it can hinder its success, I guess. Yeah, not happy with XYO, but you know, it is what it is. Bonk got destroyed. Bonk just like literally went to zero, like went straight to freaking zero. I mean, it was already like at a weird point, but yeah, thing just got destroyed. Brett got absolutely destroyed. It went to 1 cent. 1 cent. Metis destroyed. Render destroyed. Floki destroyed. HBAR nuked. Aptos nuked. Ticker Bitcoin didn't nuke. Thank God. Because it wasn't on Binance. I think if it was on Binance, probably would have gotten nuked. So that didn't get nuked. Aptos, though, nuked. Orca didn't get nuked as hard. Radium, let's look. Radium got nuked. That one got nuked. Optimism, nuked. Near Protocol, that wasn't as bad as a nuke. Because what I've noticed is what it did is it nuked. Basically, what Binance did is so dirty, guys. They nuked these altcoins back to 2023 prices. They nuked these coins back to 2023 prices. Do you understand this? They wicked these altcoins in 5 minutes to 2023 prices. Cuff them. Aave literally brought it back to 2023 prices. Freaking scammers. Look at this. This thing was about to pop. This thing was about to pop, and it was steady. It was holding steady. And look, boom, got freaking nuked. Caspa got destroyed as well. Look at that. Caspa went all the way back under 2023 lows. Sonic, absolutely destroyed. Absolutely cooked. Pepe got cooked. Went right back into the area of the 2024, beginning of 2024 breakout. Rose, cooked. Literally went to freaking low as it ever went. They destroyed these projects. Binance is criminal, man. They're criminal. These are all Binance charts too. They like, I think the whole market should rally against Binance and get their freaking coins off of there and just be like, shut it down. You guys don't even give a shit anyway. Go to your dexes. All you guys are just going to go and do your manipulate crap on the dexes anyway. So shut it down. Shut it down, because you guys just wrecked so many people and these projects. And look at this. You literally brought them all in 5 minutes in one day back to 2020 lows. I didn't even think it was that bad, but man, that's bad. And so what they're doing is playing backpedaling to try and refund the users. But then we made the correlation that they are probably refunding their own accounts. Do you understand this? Like, we're getting on the timeline that people are getting refunded, real people. Those are paid shills. And the accounts that are getting refunded are their own accounts that they wash trade and use on their own platform. So they're just refunding themselves. And it's only 400 million. They liquidated the market for $400 billion. Where's all that money? Where's all that money? Where did it go? Where did all the altcoins go? Where did all the altcoins go that you got that your users had as collateral and they got liquidated? Where'd they go? Where are they? Where are they at? Where are the coins, CZ? Where's the coins, Binance? Where are they at? It's crazy. I think that the level of connection and with Binance and them being able to do this, they should 100% be shut down. All assets should go out of Binance and into better regulated exchanges. 100%, dude. 400 billion. 400 billion. They're not telling you guys. They're not telling you. It's just like the jobs, dude. It's just like the jobs, crypto change. It's just like the job. They're not telling us the truth. They'll never tell us the truth. You think what you're seeing is the truth? It's not. They liquidate. It's probably worse than this. It's probably worse than 400 billion. You realize the nature of what I just showed you on these charts? You can't go back to 2023, 2020 lows in 5 minutes and not have it be a freaking $1 trillion wipeout of crypto. Where did all the crypto go? Who got it? It wasn't you. They're gonna do it again. This is their last attempt to completely extract before we go into the crypto super cycle. They're taking full advantage of the fact that they knew they could do this and they did it. And our government, I think, is 100%, unless we are in a battle and this is the battle, or there's some crazy freaking collusion going on, especially with this crap of Trump considering pardoning CZ. I hope that's fake news. I hope that's fake news. I really do. I hope that crap is fake news, that he's going to get a pardon. If he gets a pardon, I'm going to be so pissed. If he gets a freaking pardon, I'm going to be like, wow. We can't stoop any lower. It just means you can't trust anyone but you and your wallet and what you hold and your family. That's it. Can't trust anyone. Can't trust these people. Can't. It's way worse than what you're being told, my friends. It wasn't 20 billion. CoinGlass even reported that Binance is hiding the fact that they liquidated almost $1 trillion off the market. The cryptocurrency market cap, total market cap is $4.5 trillion. They wiped it out in one day, my friends. Look at it. Here's the total cryptocurrency market cap. They wiped out a whole $1 trillion. And then come back to the timeline to gaslight us and say, we're going to refund blah, 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 and not even own up to the fact that you're the one who caused it. So where did the crypto go? They took $1 trillion from the market. Where did it go? They totally stole crypto from the entire freaking space. They should be boycotted. 100%. 100%. Boycott them. Like, they're not refunding people. That's fake. They're not refunding real users. Give me a freaking break. This whole crap of them trying to gaslight us that they're refunding people is BS. It's BS. Straight BS. It's straight crap. And they have all these reposts of them sending people BNB. Oh, thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. More FUD incoming. Look. Yeah. They're not, this is no. Remove the funds. Remove it. Remove all your funds from Binance immediately. Let's see. Exchanges, Bitcoin exchange balance, exchange margin, exchanges, DEX, asset transparency. Yeah. Keep outflowing. Keep outflowing. Keep it going, guys. Let's show them who the real people are. We don't even use Binance. And we never will. And you shouldn't either. Get it off. Get all your funds off of there. Show them that all the funds that are end up there is the ones that they're using to scam the industry. Get it off. 7-day outflows, 26 billion. Keep it going. Keep it going. Set 24-hour. So I want it out. Get it out. All of it out. I want them nuked. I want them nuked. I don't think it's gonna tank the market. We got regulated crypto over here. I don't need China. I don't need overseas bullshit. Nuke it. Nuke it. Sorry, you can't regulate your stuff in the Cayman Islands anymore because that's coming for your ass too. So nuke it. I don't care. You're not gonna destroy my bags over here so you can continue to literally prop up your freaking copy and paste Ethereum chain. No. Sorry, not gonna do it. I'm not gonna help you prop up your copy and paste Ethereum chain. I'd much rather have Ethereum at 10K than your shitty BNB being at 2K. Give me a freaking break. It's ridiculous. 100%. Ethereum is much more needed than BNB. We need Ethereum way more than we need BNB. BNB is literally siphoning and stopping the actual true progression of crypto. Hence why CZ holds 98% of his account in BNB to prove a point. While we're over here holding the spectrum of crypto, and if I had more money and the money that CZ had, I'd be buying up all of crypto. I'd be having little portions of crypto just to show support. But this dude's like, nope, I'm going to hold all BNB to prove a point, and I'll dump all your altcoins on your head. That is mafia level type stuff. And then to come back on the timeline and gaslight everyone and say, oh, you can't FUD someone without mentioning their name. You, sir, are a damn tyrant. And I'm not going to take it anymore. I'm not going to take it anymore. It's only been a few days, my friends. It's only been a few days. People are going to come back to the timeline because they've been literally probably in a mental institution, okay, from what happened. No one's going to talk about it. They're not going to, it's going to take them a little bit, but then they're going to come back and then they're finally going to have the courage to say, I cannot believe what happened. And we're going to rally and we're going to start a movement and we're going to boycott Binance. I don't need, Like, we talk about it in the Ticker Bitcoin community all the time. When Binance? When is Binance going to list blah, blah, blah? Or XYO. We've even said it on this channel. Oh, XYO has been talking with Binance. Oh, maybe they're going to get listed. I don't give a crap anymore. I don't care. I don't need Binance to list my damn shit coins. I don't need them. I don't need them to list my coins that I like. I don't need them. Ticker Bitcoin got to 550 million without Binance. So what's the problem here? See, I care about my damn reputation, while these other people on this freaking godforsaken timeline will literally sacrifice their entire reputation to kiss the damn ring. And I said, CZ, the fudders are the ones that saw their portfolios literally get nuked in 5 minutes because your faulty USDE collateralized loans and a slew of other problems. Address this. Also address Binance sending millions and millions and millions of dollars of Solana, Ethereum, and Bitcoin to Wintermute right before the crash. Can you explain that? But you won't, because you want us to keep building. And you want our fun, and our funds are Seifu. I said, you are full of it, CZ, and I'm sorry, but I've lost all respect for you. So, CZ, with your 10 million followers, hey, repent. Repent. If I see you in person, I'm going to tell you, repent to the Lord Jesus Christ, because you've ruined people. Repent. Time to repent. Repent for your sins, CZ. I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. You're not the GOAT to me anymore. I don't care what you built. I don't care about your story of building B&B or you selling your house for Bitcoin. I don't give a rip. I don't care about any of that. I don't care about any of that. You decided to sell your soul, and it shows. You decided to sell your soul, and it shows, and I'm not a part of it. I don't want to be a part of it. I'm not going to be a part of that cabal in crypto. We have our own thing that we can build here, okay? We have our own thing we can build here. Talking directly to you, CZ. Talking directly to you. Don't care. Don't care. You pissed me off, and you pissed off a lot of people. You pissed off a lot of crypto people. And you want to know why you're getting all these questions? It's because they're legitimate questions from people that show up every day. Every day we show up here, and you're not going to gaslight us. We come here trying as hard as we freaking can sometimes, and we fail. And we continue to come back. Stop gaslighting us. I'm tired of it. You listen to us, CZ. Listen to us. Stop gaslighting us. You claim to want to help this space. You don't listen to anyone. That's why your ass went to jail. That's why you went to jail. Don't mess around with the real crypto community, CZ. You're messing with the wrong people. We will exit out of your platform, and we will not support you. Stop lying to people. Any Binance propaganda that I see on my timeline, I am blocking. I am blocking them. I've already done it. And then Binance thinks that people are getting paid $20K to FUD them. Binance, you're getting FUDded because you're a terrible business. Because your terrible business practices that hurt the entire industry. No one is getting paid to FUD you. And check this out. This is fun. CT, Binance caused the liquidations. Binance, no, we didn't. CT, here's proof that you did. Binance, we're announcing a $400 million recovery fund. CT, Binance has been extorting billions of dollars via listing fees. Binance, no, we didn't. Here's proof that you did. Binance, we are announcing that we charge listing fees to protect users and we will sue anyone who breaks their NDA with our listing team. Oh, look at this. Whale FUD. Hyperliquid spreading FUD about Binance and CZ and Binance is absolutely disgusting. Blocked. Blocked. Thomas Carlo pointing out the obvious. Binance FUD? Oh, really? People are acting as if they didn't know who's the biggest monopoly in the space, controlling 60 to 70% of the trading volume. He said, I left Binance 3 years ago. The last place I would trade, even $1,000 transfers get stopped and questioned. He said, no thanks. I should shill EveDeck's official more. I think that might be his platform though. Or I don't know if it is, but at least one of that he uses. He said, and then look, Butcher, Dano soon to have no people followed. Yeah, I know. I'm going to freaking block everyone. I don't give a shit. Sorry, excuse my language. I'm heated. I'm pissed off right now. Because I just can't, just the level of sheer like blinders that people have is insane. The level that, hold on, what? Hold on. I'm trying to read the comments. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, that's funny. Butcher. Yeah, Butcher said, but CZ's complaining that people are getting paid to FUD Binance. He's like, no, bro, we doing this for free. We're not getting paid. You think I'm getting paid to FUD you right now? No, this is my own genuine concern for people that literally got 100% wiped out. No, I hope I didn't swear and say that, GD. I don't think I said GD. No, I said godforsaken. I said godforsaken Twitter, crypto Twitter. But here's the thing though, guys, look, this is why MetaMask, I've been pretty bullish on MetaMask because look, you can do everything inside of MetaMask. You don't even need to go to an exchange. And you can do ETH, Solana, and Bitcoin all in one account. You can do that with this Phantom wallet. You can do that with the Trust wallet. We've always had these options, but guess what? The exchanges, they want to make money off of you. They make money off of you getting liquidated and putting in your coins and not realizing that when you send your coins in there, it's theirs now. And then when they get their little go ahead to be like, hey guys, things are getting bad. They're about to blah, blah, blah. This is about to happen. Trump's about to do this. China's about to do this. Okay, cool. Stop trading. We're having maintenance issues. The platform's down and it's just old. It's old and dead now. That playbook is so overplayed now it's like, we should know by now. We should have learned our lessons by now that we cannot trust these exchanges. We can't. And we always are being convinced that we need them. Oh, we need them. We need the exchanges. Oh, we need them. We never needed them. It's just we've had to because they manipulated us. And now we've had to, quote, think that we need their support and all this stuff. And I think it's crap. I think it's crap. Now you know I'm not a paid shill. No one pays me to say anything. This is my opinions. This is my live stream. And I will have products and things that I promote that I feel strongly about, which I'm going to pretty much do a whole rehaul on this channel. Because I think it's really important, because I'm tired, because it's like, I don't want to add to the pain. I want to help people. So I'm going to get a deal with Trezor. I'm going to start promoting self-custody with wallets. I'm going to get a deal with a actual hardware wallet. And yeah, already. So I'm already on the move, guys. I'm already on the move because I'm tired of this shit. We're going to do this the right way, and we're going to help people. And we're not going to add into the pain of what this crap is. And then 2 hours ago, here's the evidence again. Binance hot wallet going right into winter mute. Binance just started dumping BTC to liquidate all the longs. They're selling Bitcoin in large quantities every few minutes. It's the classic exchange manipulation happening again. If you say it 3 times, I love crypto. If you say it 3 times in a room with the lights off, you'll while you stare at your own pupils in the bathroom mirror with the door locked, then a wild soul sucker follows. Oh, 100%, dude. That's why, like, none of these big accounts, they're not going to come on my live stream. They're not going to do a podcast with me. They're not going to invite me on their podcast because I'm too loose cannoned. I'm going to be too upfront and real about certain things, and they're not going to like that. That's why they're not going to bring me on their channel. That's probably why David Goldstein's not going to have me on his channel. Because I was like, I'm just going to fucking tell you how it is. And, people are not going to like that. Another thing of, people kissing a freaking ring. So stupid. It's like, whatever. While other people gave you chances, and then all of a sudden now you have the spotlight and you're not giving other people chances. You just want to confirm your own stupid ass bias. Whatever. At least I can come here and admit when I'm damn wrong and have accountability, which a lot of people in this space have a very hard time doing. I had to come here on this live stream and cry in front of you guys and tell you how bad I was down. Seriously, like, I've had to come on this live stream embarrassed and at the lowest, like, where, like, I felt like I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like, I was like, I'm so, like, messed up right now mentally in my head that, like, I was like about to lose it. I felt like I was gonna have a mental breakdown. But I was like, I can't let my community and my people down. Because if they were like that, and they were about to give up and about to lose it, I would hope that someone, either that is their friend or in the community, or me or whoever, would come up and be like, no, like, don't give up, you got this. Because I felt like all these people, when stuff got bad, they just bowed out. They were like, oh, bye. Oh, you're in shambles right now, bye. Like, Thread Guy did it. All those freaking soy cabal people, they all faded out. I had to come back and come to the timeline and say, guys, like, I don't know. I'm not feeling too good right now. And I was embarrassed. I felt like a sham. I was like, I made so many mistakes, but I had to come back here and tell you that and not hide from it. So it genuinely makes me so upset. Oh, it makes me so mad when I see this stuff. Because when I see how people act in crypto, it's ridiculous. I just feel like people just don't tell the truth. They're not honest with you. And if there's anything that I want to bring to this platform in this space, is some damn genuine content and a breakdown of what the hell is going on. Like I know you guys feel it. Like it's like you can't get gaslit for so long when you've shown up every day, even at your lowest points. It is like a slap in the freaking face, man. It's a slap in the face. It really is. It is a slap in the face. It's such a level of disrespect for people in crypto, what they're doing. But I'm not a weak person. I'm not a weak-willed person. I'm not going to let this shake me out and stop me from continuing what I said I was going to do 3.5 years ago. Hey, what? Stop it. But that's lost porn. That's what that is. No, he said no. So, AYOKG said, no offense, but to watch someone lose, it's comical to me. Some of the funniest memes are when people are sad. Stop it. No, I told you guys. I was like, you can meme me all day. I was like, look, I'm opening up my soul here. I mean, God, if I told you guys the stuff and I already have. I mean, I've told you, like I've done the dumbest stuff. So, and the thing is where I've also told you guys, I don't blame anyone but myself. It is my fault. 100%. Any of this is all my fault. It's still not CZ's fault. Still not Binance's fault. It's not the market's fault. Any mistakes that you make, you have to own up to it and know it's your fault. Because all that's going to happen no matter what. You can't blame that. You have to blame your ability to weave through it. And that, my friends, is when you have your awakening and you go, oh, time to lock in. Because as much as this does frustrate us and that we know it's going to happen, you continue to press on. You freaking press on. So, with that, my friends, I don't know if we should continue live streaming because we've literally live streamed for 2 hours straight now. I think we've been on an absolute tear. Is there anything else? Oh, actually, we should in the Discord, Hyro so we were talking about altcoins. We were like, okay, what's some altcoins that are signaling like we could be getting some moves? And he was saying that it is Ondo And what was the other one? It was Litecoin and Ondo were he said it was looking really good. So let's go to his posts in the Discord and let's look and see what he had going on here. Okay, here we go. All right, so if you guys want to get in the Discord, and yeah, Dave Digital say yes, go harder, go, keep going. Yeah, we're not quitting, guys. I mean, we're not quitting. We're not quitting. Like we are like Jordan Belfort, like in The Wolf of Wall Street. We're not leaving. Like that's what. No. All right, so let's check this out. All right, so Hyro. Oh, by the way, Hyro, if you're watching, can next time when you post these posts, can you put them in the trade setups? Because this was in the Hangout and chat. I need you to put it in the trade setups. That'll be better. So the Hangout and chat's more of just kind of like the discussion, just the Hangout and chat. But here is these are all riskier plays, but nothing can be confirmed yet. These are just the patterns that I'm seeing. Okay, so massive inverse head and shoulders on the weekly chart for Ondo. That's what we said. Price target is at $1.50. Watson confirms a breakout above the dollar zone, where there's about $1 billion of liquidations set at that. Yeah, so there's some liquidations that would hit right there in that area. And then that would be a nice target. Kind of see there's a kind of a triple double and kind of a triple bottom here. Boop boop boop. Let's see. There's a 90% move to the up. That's a 90% move to the upside with 10x leverage. You can catch a 900% move. It's true. Just got to be patient. Sweet entry on the Ondo. So yeah, so that doesn't look too bad. So that's one entry. Could look at that, but you got to look at these on the weekly though. So when you're looking at them on the weekly, get a little bit more of that. That data. What's the other one? He's also said Litecoin. Litecoin was up here. Where was the Litecoin one where you said Litecoin? Yeah, Litecoin was showing similar pattern. Similar pattern. You got that resistance through line right there. We've talked about that. It's called the resistance through line. It's like you got 1, 2, 3 points of resistance. Usually the chart likes to go up and test it a fourth time to turn that resistance into support, all based on if it's strong with liquidity and volume. So you can match that with liquidity and volume, then you will break it. You'll break it, test it. That's the look. You can see it. This is basically Wyckoff. This is Wyckoff accumulation. You see the resistance through line at the top, W pattern, double bottom, you see the higher low, and then you test up to that point, chops down, then hits the breakout. So it's actually, so that not too bad. So yeah, Ondo, Litecoin, that's what we're looking at. Let's see, what else is he eyeing? I think that was it. Oh, and BitTensor. That was the other one, BitTensor. BitTensor, we've noticed that some of the whales were actually accumulating a lot of BitTensor, some Tau spot, not even just not trading it, but just trying to accumulate a lot of BitTensor. And this might be looking pretty good too. See, this already traded up to the resistance through line. So then you have to see if it's going to pump into that next resistance of the chart. So that looks good. So yeah, so looking currently at BitTensor, Ondo, Litecoin, Doge is looking pretty good too. Doge is looking pretty good. So yeah, so if you want to, let me give you guys the Discord link if you guys want to join the Discord. See, invite link, invite people, and let's see, we'll copy that. And yeah, if you guys want to come in, and how you get verified, if you want, because you're going to come in, you're not going to have access, but the way I verify people is you just have to show me that you, I don't know, you signed up with something in my description, like in the link in the description of this live stream. We have some things if you want to support the channel, and you can just send me your UID or whatever showed that you interacted with something, and then I will verify you. Then you can post in the trade screenshots and hang out and do all the stuff. And we're going to update this thing a little bit more. We're going to make it more exciting. It's literally just me, like with doing this stuff. We don't have any mods or moderators in here, but soon we will. We will. But make sure you join up. Okay. And make sure you hit that like button too. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in or on the way out, that would be appreciative as well. Are we bullish? Yes, we are bullish. Yes, we are bullish. We are still bullish. But we did have some anger. We had some frustration that we had to get out. And I'm sorry that I unleashed it on you guys. But I just hope this message gets out. You know, I think the things that we covered today are very important. I think it ultimately leads to it kind of goes back to basics. It really does. It goes back to basics. It goes back to basics of self-custody, not trusting these people, and hodl strong. That's it. You can, and then you nuance it with what you know, what you study. Like for instance, Headband, he's like, I can feel something about this privacy and this Zera thing. Privacy is going to be important. That's Headband's edge, okay? And he's really good at finding NFT projects and early stuff. That's his edge. Trade intuition, knows how to spot those great entries, bottom entries. You can see the TA on the chart. Is using this to do a bit of a scalping, trading strategy, but then also using it to find amazing spot entries. And so that's his edge. And so you just have to find what your edge is, figure that out, and just lock in. And know that you're going to want to focus on, just like I said in the beginning of the live stream, gosh, if you were here 2 hours ago, we explained that a lot of what is going to be propped up is going to be all based on what is powering AI. So we see how NVIDIA is powering and backing all of this. We are going to be focusing on where the crypto liquidity is going to be flowing alongside with this AI. Global Energy said Zbeck lists and Kraken in 3 hours. We'll see how that plays out. Hopefully Eric F. Trump doesn't listen to his pedo dad. On that note, cheers. All right. Well, you have a good day, Global Energy. Peace out. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the trade intuition. Thanks for the raid. All right, guys, make sure you go to danocrypto.com. It's a fun little website to visit. And on that note, I think that's it, my friends. We really appreciate you guys coming in. And we very much appreciate you guys. Also, I want to take note of the thumbnail. I want to take note of the thumbnail that we made. This thumbnail is amazing. Our thumbnails are getting better and better. What do you guys think? Oh, all right. Well, we love every single one of you. Thank you for keeping me on my toes. And again, like I apologize slightly a little bit for getting a little bit intense. I don't want to like push anyone away from being too intense. But it just shows that I'm very much passionate about this. I talk about crypto and I speak about crypto all the time, like every day. It has consumed me. Okay. But the things that like this, that can consume you, can change your life. Okay. So I'm very passionate about it because I feel like I'm on to something. And I use the example of like, I am married to one of the smartest women on the freaking planet. This woman, she's so damn smart and she just trumps me every time. And I'm so blessed to have her, and she supports me in this. And she's smart. She can see through bullshit pretty quickly and will tell me if I should hang it up. But she believes in me. She tells me, I don't know what it is, but you got something going. You look good on camera. You sound good. You got something going. Keep doing it. And you know what? Damn it. I'm going to keep going. So with that being said, my friends, I love you. See you on the next live stream. Peace out. Hodl on.
This token is the end game. It's the shitcoin of shitcoin. I mean, imagine telling your coworker you're quitting because Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you coin. Boom! Imagine the media reporting on Harry Potter Obama Sonic 10 and you. Ticker is Bitcoin, breaking 1 billion market cap. Now, unless you hate money, go ahead and visit
hpostni.com.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to show you a really quick metric that I found fascinating. So 41% of the people that have been watching this channel and actually liking the channel and the content have not subscribed. 41% of you, but I will say 58% of you subscribed. Amazing. You guys are doing awesome. But I want to say that the people that are not subscribed yet, please, won't you consider subscribing to the channel and joining the Dojo crew where we are educating ourselves. We're in the markets every single day. We're live streaming Monday through Friday, and we're also posting content on a daily basis that is keeping up with these cryptocurrency markets. And this is where the money is flowing right now, guys. So if you want to get these updates and you want to be ahead of the game, I suggest you start subscribing and dinging the bell to be notified whenever I go live and post content, because you do not want to miss it.